Hello, my darlings, and welcome to a new mood reading vlog. We know already that I am starting off with The Eye of the Bedlam Bride by Matt Dinniman. I have read 276 pages, so I'm about a third of the way through this big, hefty, thick tome, and I'm loving it. I will tell you what it's about. So in this book, our crawlers are on level 8, where your enemies are mythical monsters, and the terrain is a ghost-infested, apocalyptic Earth. Carl and Donut are thrown into a scavenger hunt for legendary beasts. Except this one comes with collectible trading cards. Think a more horrific, messed up Pokemon and a boss monster who might have once been on the Real Housewives of Olympus. You gotta catch them all or die trying. If you are religious, this book might be blasphemous to you. I, however, loved the play on gods and pantheons in this. However, the Pokemon-esque card game element of this one was really confusing and not that interesting to me. Sometimes you'll be given like 2 full pages of exposition on the rules of the playing card situation, how you can use them, how you can catch things, and I felt myself zoning out. I'm not a card game player, like a Pokemon card game player, so this element was just, over my head, and I didn't love that. However, I am still loving this book. I'm eating it up. I will probably finish it today or tomorrow, depending on the time. I've only got the physical copy of this, so I can only read it during the day, not while I'm in bed. But man, I love this series, guys. I really, 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 really do. And I think this is, once again, going to be a 4-star and up book. I don't think it's going to be a 5-star just because I just don't like the card game element. But Uzi Jesus, I think, is one of the characters. Yeah, it's a laugh, it's a riot. So absolutely we'll be finishing that book, and then I've got to wait for my library to get the next one in, so it hasn't come in yet. So I'm hoping by the time I finish this mood reading vlog, the next installment will be there. But I love this series. Now for the next book, let's do a tarot card prompt pull. So I'm using the Dreamkeeper's Tarot today for today's tarot card prompt pull. So we'll do a little pull. Hopefully we get a fun one. If I get one I've gotten recently, I'm going to just exit. Okay, we've got an interesting one here. So we've got the 10 of Pentacles, and the prompt for the 10 of Pentacles is let Spotify pick my next song. So that could go 3 ways. The name of the artist could be the name of the author. The name of the song, like a title, word in the title, could be a title of a book. Or the vibe or theme of the song could be a theme of the book. So I'm going to pick the last song that I listened to on Spotify and try to find a book that matches it in some way. So let's see what my last listened to Spotify song was. Okay. The song is Boys, Boys, Boys by Lily Is That You and Blood Nymph. So already we've got boys. We've got Lily. I don't think there's going to be anything with Blood Nymph or Blood Nymph. We've got women on the cover with mouths open, bright yellow text, so it could also be a album cover vibe. Let's look at the lyrics. She got a model, I got an athlete, put them together, we both feel fantastic. So models, athletes, you deserve a good man with a big hog and a real job, and he stay hard. Oh my God. Let me just skip ahead. Daddy, forgive me. I swear I'll behave. Lick the cupcake. I'm a teacher. He's a eater. I'll be his cheerleader. I'm getting a lot of keywords here. Okay. I've got a lot to work with, and we'll talk about it later. I do have to go and do some homework and see what fits any of this, but interesting things to work with. Besides that, I do still have House of Blight, so I will try that as well. And then I've got another slot free for something that comes in at the library, which something has come in that I'm excited about. So I do have an idea what that's going to be. But yeah, I will see you guys once again when I've picked the Spotify Picks My Next Book prompt. And today I am doing the activities that are on the short books reading vlog. So I'm going to get a hot chocolate in Carlton. And so I'll maybe put just a picture of something in here, so this is not straight to the next sit down version of me. But yeah, that is everything, and I will update you once I've read some more books. Good morning, guys. I do not have a reading update for you because I did not read anything yesterday. I spent the whole evening going through my matches on Hinge. It's been over a month since my last date, and that was with an incel. And I thought, all right, let's try get back on the horse again. And normally I just match with one person and I go on one date a month, but that has not been working out for me. So I thought, let's just match with a couple of people. I'm sure you won't want to go on a date with all of them, but I've matched with some really nice people. So I'm in a bit of a pickle. I've got 4 people whom have all been really good conversationalists so far. I'm sure I won't actually end up going on a date with all of them, but I already have a date. So one of them was very enthusiastic and asked me out an hour after we matched and chatted. It's a man. I'm going to call him Mr. Curls Get the Girls, because he has curly hair. Because I don't know that much about him. Obviously we only chatted for like 2 hours and now we're going on a date. So, oh my God, I am nervous. I always think, oh, I'm used to it by now, but nope, every time like an hour before the date, I get very, okay, I should reframe it as excited instead of anxious. I'm excited. This particular gentleman, based on his pictures, is also very, very attractive. I have matched with very few people that I have found extremely attractive. I don't place a big emphasis on looks. They just got to have a general handsomeness or prettiness. You know, I put more emphasis on the emotional and intellectual connection, because if that's really great, their physical attractiveness increases for me. Obviously, you've also got sexual chemistry, but you don't know that until you meet in person and you can exchange energy. But no, this is actually someone that, based on their photos, I already find really good looking. When I go into dates, my mind frame isn't about what do they think of me, it's about what I think of them. I really do use these to get to know a person and to get as vulnerable and open as I can, because the more they tell me, the more knowledge I have about whether or not we're compatible. So yeah, this is just about me getting to know them, and that helps bring the nerves down a bit, because I think if you focus on yourself and, oh, do they like me, what do they think of me, and what you're saying and doing, you can get really, anxious, whereas you're just like, I'm there to get to know them. Let's listen and let them talk and find out if I like them. That's what it's more about. So I don't ever think about, do they like me? I just think, do I like them? Do I want to see them again? So yes, I've got that today. We're just getting a coffee, easy peasy. I did grab myself another of these blind boxes. I'm really wanting to get the cat. I think if I get the cat, I'll be happy to stop. So let's see if I get the cat today. Okay, who did we get? Oh my goodness. Oh, look. What's this one called? The Scent. Oh, I love her. Oh, I've been calling them all fruit names, but I kind of want to call her Petal. I'll have a think. I could do veer off the fruit thing. I don't know. I'll put her name up above what I decide to call her, but she's a gorgeous. What extras does she have? Does she have any extras? She does. She's got a stand. But yes, this one is called The Scent. So she's gorgeous. She's holding a daisy. I could call her Daisy. Anyway, I'll put the name up above, but I'm very happy with her. Oh, she's so sweet. I'm so glad I didn't get a dupe. I think the second that I get a double, I'll be like, oh, I'm done now. But yeah, guys, I will touch base with you after my date, give you a rundown. I'm cautiously optimistic about this one. That being said, this is a straight man, and all my worst dates have been with straight men. Don't know why that is. Some of my best dates have also been with straight men, so it's a very Russian roulette thing, but we'll see how we go. So, oh, I'm so nervous. Guys, Eddie's pouring outside. RIP my hair, man. Oh, wait, it's stopping. I gotta run. It was a good day. It was a good day. I'm so cold. I hate going out in winter. I really do. I don't like being cold and wet. Yeah, so we just got coffee and we chatted for about 2 hours, and reminded to myself, do not drink coffee before dates. It just makes me so jittery and more nervous than I should be. I need to have grounding things before dates. So Chanel, no more drinking coffee on days you have dates. It's too much. It's too much stimulation. So yeah, I don't know if there's long-term potential, because he is on there. on bottom of my age range bracket. So he is 7 years younger, which is the same as my ex-boyfriend for 7.5 years. And like that age difference did end up being a factor in like my decision to end that relationship. But he does seem to be in a different place, even though he's the same age as my ex. You know, age doesn't necessarily correlate with someone having their shit together, someone being on the same path as you at the same point in your life. You know, can have two people the same ages. Like for instance, I got married at 21. Not everyone's getting married at 21. I had kids at 25. So everyone's at like different points of their lives at different ages. And they could be the same age and have two people very different stages of their life. You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, he has this shit together. He seemed very mature. He was very respectful. And like I said, the tenets are there, the foundation. You know, I found him physically attractive. There was chemistry, and there was an intellectual connection. The emotional sort of spiritual one that comes later, that with getting to know someone, it's like, do you vibe on that energetic level? But yeah, I felt very safe with him, as in I felt my nervous system was calmed. You know, they felt like they were respectful, and like I said, they were lovely to talk to and to get to know. So it's too soon for me to, you know if this is a viable person, but it was a good date, and I'm just so happy that I went on a date with like just a regular person. Just someone who is respectful and kind. Pretty much when I say regular, that's what I mean. You know, not telling me that they have a breeding kink on the first date and they want to explore that. You know, like, not kink shaming, that's great, but I don't want to have babies. I've already had them. So how much can I trust your pull-out game if that's your kink, to get me pregnant and bang me while I'm pregnant? You know, like, I'm just not the right person for you. Live that kink out with someone who's in that same boat, you know? But yeah, it was great. He's already asked me out again. So that's nice. Look, that's the negative of like going on a date with someone that you think, oh, I really would like to go on another date with them, is the possibility that they don't want to go on another date with you. And I thought that might be the case. I wasn't sure in regards to whether he wanted to go on another date with me. I thought perhaps he didn't. So I'd sort of just like made peace with that. Like as I was driving back, I'm like, oh, I don't think he actually would want to see me again. But then I got a text while I was driving, and I didn't go into it, but I saw it pop up like, hey, I'd like to see you again. I'm like, oh, okay. And that made me excited. So I was like, oh, I do actually want to see him again. Because I wasn't sure either. I was like, oh, I don't know if this is, like I said, long term. It's just, like I said, he's on the younger side. I don't want to hold that against him. I do prefer to be the baby in the relationship. But like I said, I have been in a relationship where I was significantly older. And I know I can do that. But yeah, it's just, we'll have to see how we align. Like, does he want to have his own biological children one day? I don't ask that on the first date. I think that's like, you know, I save that for the second date. Because I do have to get that out of the way. If they do definitely want to have biological children of their own, that means that the relationship will have an expiration date, and I would rather not begin it. Because like I said, I'm quite happy and content with myself, and he's the same way. He's a hermit. He has his routine. He's happy, you know, if he never ends up in another serious relationship for the rest of his life. So, which is good. It means that we're both people that are capable of, so we're both coming from the same space. We're both not just looking for someone for the sake of being with someone. We're looking for someone who we think could be a life partner. So yeah, it was a very, like I said, the first dates, I tried to keep on the more lighter side, just to have a pleasant, nice time. Second date is when I'm going to be getting into the nitty gritty, like, all right, let's talk, you know, sex drives, let's talk how much time you need together and apart, what you want to do with your partner. If you are someone that wants to backpack around Europe and whatever, I can't accommodate that. Like, there are a lot of people do want travel partners, so partners that can go and take a month off. You know, I can't. I've got kids, so and obviously he's aware I have children. So yeah, it's just how compatible are we in terms of our life. Well, I'm going. Sorry, I'm all jittery. I've had 2 coffees because the place we went to was also a coffee place. It was just a coffee place, so they literally did not have any other drinks on the menu besides water. So I got another coffee, so I'm double dosed of caffeine, and it's like I shouldn't be bouncing around in this dress. I've got to get some carbs and shit into my body, and protein and fats, and do some grounding yoga, because I'm feeling it. But yes, good date. And I would like to get back to I Have the Bedlam Bride. Oh, and I also picked the book to go with the song, to go with the song. Sorry, I had to sit still, during the date. So now I'm all like, I got to get the movement out. To go with the song Boys, Boys, Boys by the Lee Is That You. Basically, okay, I feel like that song is about horny women who want to come and are juicy. So I am literally going with the book. I think it's called Juice. It's about women's orgasms. So we're celebrating the act of the climax. I think, I don't know, it's a historical look at, I think, women's orgasms. I don't remember, I don't have the book in front of me, it's online only, but we're going with I'm pretty sure it's called Juice, because like this is a juicy song. So that's the pick for that one. I wanted to go to the library today to pick up another book, but I ran out of time because he texted me and he's like, hey, can we meet earlier? And I was like, oh no, I wasn't anticipating that. So I had an hour less and I was like, no, can't make it to that library. It's too far. So I'll hopefully go and pick that up this week and it'll be on there too. So I'll touch base with you guys once I've read some more. Maybe I'll do another 250 page check-in of this. I think my cat's possessed, guys. Oh, she's just chasing her own tail. She got it. You got it, babe. You caught it. Oh no, it got away again. Does anybody else's cat chase their own tail? Ah! Hello, my darlings. I have read halfway now of the Eye of the Bedlam Bride, so I'm at part 2, The Father. I'm still loving it. Carl finally went to the penis parade and got a pole rider sticker, and a lot of things have happened. Obviously, I can't tell you about plot developments, but the gears are turning, players behind the scenes are being identified. This one is tackling tougher themes like drug addiction. So I am enjoying it. I've got 50% left to go. I might do another quarter of the way check-in, but I am really enjoying it. Still not loving the card playing element. I will say, if you don't fuck with spiders, you're not going to enjoy this, because one of the main players, goddesses, whatever in this, is a giant spider, and she's quite terrifying. After that, I did pick up Colony by Annika Norland, Bluebell. And this is about a burnt out city woman who stumbles into a hippie commune with a mysterious leader. And at first it felt like a very peaceful escape until she starts asking questions. This was giving very cozy, weird and low-key culty vibes. Unfortunately, it was a bit too low-key for me and it just wasn't doing much for me. So I did decide to DNF that one. I do think the cover's really cool though. I have got an audiobook for A Forbidden Alchemy by Stacey McEwen. This is about Nina and her rebel childhood acquaintance Patrick, and they reunite years after discovering her society's power system is rigged. And she's then forced to choose between helping the rebellion or betraying him for her sparkly old flame and the corrupt elite. There's a lot of magical mayhem, romantic angst, and class warfare in this one. So you've got the craftsmen or the blue-collar worker miners, and then you've got the artisans who are the elites in the capital. And supposedly this has Peaky Blinders vibes, but I never watched that show. I don't know if audiobook is the way to go with this one. This is a romantasy. I'm going to give it a little bit longer with audiobook, and then I might just wait for the physical book to come in. I don't think this is for me, but once again, it's just hard to tell with romantasies that are hyped. I have the FOMO, okay? I think, what if this is actually a good one? Because when a romantasy is good, it's good, and I eat them up. But unfortunately for me, 9 out of 10 romantasies are just hot garbage in my tastes, to my particular, in my opinion. So yeah, we'll see. This one, I wanted to listen or read to this one because the mass market edition of this has sprayed edges, and I know some people don't like to sprayed edges, but I do. And I thought, oh my gosh, if I could get a sprayed edge book for $16 and it's good. But you know, after Shield of Sparrows, I don't actually want to spend any amount of money unless I know the book is good. And everything is $16 isn't much to lose, but no, every dollar counts, guys. So I would rather not spend unless I'm sure that I want it. So yeah, I'll listen a bit longer, but just the female audiobook narrator's male voice is grating on me a little bit, you know, so we'll see. Besides that, I'm going to I have started Juice, which is a history of female ejaculation.
Ejaculate. What? Ejaculate. Ejaculate. Not ejaculate, ejaculate. Ejaculate.
By Stephanie Hurdle. Squirters Unite. She came, she saw, she soaked the sheets, bruh. So this is about not just squirting, but female ejaculate. I will tell you more about it once I've read a little bit more. It's definitely a topic that I'm interested in. So I've still got space for another book as well, possibly two if I DNF Forbidden Alchemy. So we'll see how we go. The Booker Prize long list was just announced. I've read one of them, Endling, which, you know, I thought was okay. Just the narrative formatting style choice didn't work for me. A lot of the books on there, never even heard of before. A lot of the books on there I'm not interested in at all. The only one that sort of piqued my interest is Misinterpretation. I might give that one a go. And there was also Sea Scraper. I might give that one a go. At the moment, my library doesn't have any of these books. None of my libraries do. So I don't know if they just haven't been released in Australia yet. I do have to have another look, see one of their publication dates. If they have been released, then I'm going to have to request my library to get them. But yeah, interesting selection. I've watched a few booktubers' reactions to it, and a lot of them too didn't know half of the books that had been selected, and they are obviously Booker Prize enthusiasts. So I wonder how they go about choosing which books. Oh, in regards to the dating, all the people I match with, they've all dropped off. This is what it's like in the dating world. I think people have the illusion of unlimited choice, and therefore nobody wants to invest time in a singular person because they always think, well, the grass is greener, right? Like, why settle on this one when I can see what's next? They're just constantly pulling that slot machine, bro. And so the other matches, they've all died off. And the one person that I did go on a date with that did ask me if I wanted, you know, would I be interested in going on a second date, hasn't actually asked me out on a second date. So I don't know, guys. It's fine. Like, I'm at the point where I just, like I said, besides ovulation, I don't care about being single. I'm absolutely fine with just living my little life. And I've been, I'm going on up to 3 years celibate now, single and celibate. And it's like that point where you start to even forget what sex is like. Have I done it? Have I ever? I don't know. It doesn't feel like it. It feels like I've just always been eternally single. So yeah, I'm just not fussed. You know, I'm happy to wait until I meet the right person, because otherwise, you know, I really like my little life and I'm content and satisfied. Like, it's only during that one hormonal peak where I'm desperate for human touch and affection. That's when I get on the apps and I'm like, who's there? Hello. It's anyone. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to end up going on another date with this guy. It's up to him. It's up to him, basically. Like, I'm been playing with this little deck this week, so I thought I'd just pull a card for a little message. It's a bit of a quirky one. It's by a dude whose tag was Ghost Honey, so if you know who that is. So this is Gentle Chaos by Tyler. I don't know how to pronounce his surname. So this is the card we got. We got the crystal ball, guys. Let's see what the crystal ball has to say for us today. There can be so much anxiety and fear when it comes to facing the unknown. When the pressure of unseen obstacles seems to be casting deep shadows on your horizon, the crystal ball reminds us that the future is fluid. Whatever looms ahead of you is not set in stone, and you have time to move into the light. So that's the message for today. And I will see you guys again once I have read or DNF'd another book. Blue. She's so cute. I'm now three quarters of the way through. I've only got a quarter left. Oh my God, it is so intense. So much stuff has happened. but why have you got this there? Let's move that out. Sorry. This is intense. I wish I could talk about it. But Jesus Christ, I wonder how many books are going to be in this series. Does anyone know? Yeah, it's really good. I don't think I can say anything. I know. I know. I can't say anything about it, Sylvie. Oh, no cut butt, Sylvie. But yeah, I am loving it. Look, I still don't love the Yu-Gi-Oh, what's the other card game? Magic. Oh, there's another card game. Magic the Gathering? I don't know. Yeah, the card game stuff isn't for me. If that wasn't part of it, this would probably be almost a 5-star book. But yeah, I zone out. Whenever they're doing the card battle stuff, I'm just like, I don't care. But yeah, this is good. The AI is interesting. So this is focusing on AI sort of gaining sentience in a way and going rogue, which we all know could happen. And yet we're still going down the AI path. I don't get it, guys. And I think I said ages ago, what would I have chosen? What species? Same as Carl. I would have chosen the same species that Carl chose. And I just got updated that Australia is now including YouTube in its social media ban. So Australia, for the sake of the children, is banning kids from using social media apps, and YouTube has been lumped in with that too. What it is, it's not about the kids, guys. Because what it means is that anyone who's an adult, if they want to use these apps, they have to get a government digital ID, which is something the government has wanted its citizens to willingly choose for a very long time. And I guess not enough people have. And so, yeah, if you want to continue using social media apps, you're going to have to get a digital government ID, which is just another way for the government to spy on and track its citizens. And the government, no offense, mate, is notorious for being shit when it comes to data security and privacy breaches. But yeah, I am really annoyed because I would have boycotted it. I don't have any other social media that I would have needed a digital ID for, but I do have YouTube. So that is something I'm going to have to seriously consider. Do I just quit YouTube so I don't do a digital ID, or do I cave and get a fucking digital ID? I'm really against government overreach. I won't talk too much about it because, though I do live in a Western civilization, there's still stuff that you get in trouble for saying, certain, opinions, especially about governing entities. But yeah, I'm really disappointed that they're doing this. I don't think it's the right way to, protect the children from being on social media. It's not the right way to do it, and I don't believe that that is the actual aim. It's a Trojan horse situation. Anywho, I'm probably going to finish reading this today. I'm kind of hooked in, and I will update you guys tomorrow.
Oh, hello, honey. Hello, honey. Foot rub. I love you.
Good morning, my lovelies. I have so much to catch you up on. I'm going to save the best for last. So I will say that I did decide to DNF A Forbidden Alchemy. That's a soft DNF. I'm going to try the physical book. The audiobook was just, I couldn't with the accents. It was grating on me. There's a chance though that I really just don't like the main male character. And if that is the case with the book, I'll definitely be DNFing that one as well. But that one is a soft DNF. I did finish reading Juice, A History of Female Ejaculation by Stephanie Hurdle. So in this one, the author dives deep, splash zone deep.
Every seed is in the splash zone, honey.
Into the long, sticky, and often absurd history of female sex fluids. From ancient texts to modern myths, this book traces how something once praised became erased. This is packed with cultural analysis and the kind of trivia that will probably ruin dinner parties in the best way. Juice asks, why are we still confused about the magical mystery squirt? Because it's not a myth, it's a misunderstood miracle.
She made me squirt.
So what do I think about this book? I think that the subject matter is so juicy and drippingly interesting, and yet the writing was so fucking dry. It was so dry that I did struggle. Okay, it just felt like a regurgitation of facts. There was no pizzazz in there. There was no personality injected into the writing and the way that the information was conveyed, which is a bummer, but I was so interested in the topic that I did sort of ignore the flaccid writing style. Some fun things in here. If you guys are interested in more visual representation, there is a movie called How to Female Ejaculate, Find Your G-Spot, that was made in 1992. In this book, there are a few photographs in here. I kind of wish there was more, but there are some in here, so it's full frontal in this book. And yeah, it's about not only squirting and the G-spot, but also about female ejaculation. All of the juicy, sexy fluids that your vagina makes. And it was, yeah, like I said, it was a lot about to the oppression of women's bodies, especially in regards to their pleasure, but also how historically they were revered. And it was really interesting to read about that. So I think a lot of Tantra excerpts and the like in this one. Like I said, I love the subject matter. I just wish it had been presented in a bit more of an entertaining way. But I think the cover's fantastic, and I'm very pro squirting and women's fluids. Let it flow, ladies, let it flow.
Splash, bitch, splash!
Besides that, I did finish reading The Eye of the Bedlam Bride by Matt Dinniman. This was, I know, I was like, oh, I'm not going to give it 5 stars because I don't really care about the game system in this one. And that is true. I never cared about the game style, the card game thing in this. But my God, this book wrecked me. Obviously, crawlers are going to die every goddamn book, okay? And even though there's so many of them, I want them all to make it because they're humans. They're the last of our kind. I think we're down to like 33,000 humans left alive. And so I'm like championing them on, and I want them to survive. I want us to survive like cockroaches and take down our oppressors and make them rue the day they ever fucked with us, okay? Like, so whenever a crawler goes down, oh, it guts me. It makes me so angry. In this one especially, it was so unnecessary. I can't talk about it, but I was like, why? It didn't have to be this way. This one was hectic. So much happened. So much was revealed. My mind was spinning. Sometimes with this book too, I do have to just let go and just go with the flow. I don't understand everything strategy-wise or game-wise that's going on. I'm like, huh, what? Okay, you know what? I'll just leave it in Carl's capable hands. I'm just going to trust that Carl knows what's going on because I don't really get it, but I don't care. I'm happy to be a little bit confused and out of the loop, so to speak, and just trust that it's all going to come together and I'll eventually get it. Oh my God. Yes, five stars. I'm very upset because then I've just found out that the next one doesn't come out until I think it was like October in Australia. It's a long time. So I'm just going to put this up because I realize I'm probably a bit dark. Yeah, that's a big bummer. Also, Donut is not on the cover, and that's making me nervous. Like, why is Donut on the cover? Naturally, we've gotten introduced to some even more characters. Whenever like certain crawlers get killed, other ones then sort of take the place and we get to know them. They're all going to just be fodder for the capitalist entertainment machine. But yeah, this is just insane. Like, hats off to Matt Dinniman, man. Like, this is such a fun series. I am invested. I am so invested. I love that one. Like, look, in this one, yes, it was mostly about gods, myths, and forgotten stories. You know, and a lot of the characters were upset that Earth's folklore was used for the game. And as such, legendary beings became pawns. So there were a lot of questions raised about belief and legacy and what stories we preserve when the world ends. But yes. Yeah, my kid laughed at me. Indy saw me just bawling in the corner. She was like, Mummy, this is you. And I'm like, I know. Oh my God. Once I finished, then I recorded myself. But I think the best way to capture the in the moment is if you're recording the whole time. But you know, how do you know when you're going to hit an emotional scene? You don't, unless you just tape yourself at the end and you get your thing at the end. But yeah, you should have seen my face going through this scene. You know, if that's what was at the end, you should see me going through it. It was just, it's like, no, I don't want this to happen. find a way, Carl, but sometimes Carl can't find a way. Unfortunately, he tries his best, but sometimes he can't save everyone. And that really, you can tell that really hurts him. But he hasn't yet broken, and hopefully he does break them instead. So that was fantastic. I have started reading House of Blight by Maxime M. Martineau. Let me Google how to actually pronounce that surname. Martineau. So this is Maxime M. Martineau, and I am 120 pages in. So let me tell you about this book right here. We have the main character, Adira, and Adira is a thread mender. So basically think healer, but her healing magic comes with a cost. Whenever she heals someone, she gets days, weeks, months, years shaved off her life. It all depends on the severity of the injury or illness she has healed. So her parents are both dead. Her mother, when it got struck down with a blight, so the blight is this kind of plague that is incurable, supposedly. Adira's aunt, her mother's sister, tried to save her sister, heal her sister from the blight. She's a thread mender, and she was discovered. Thread menders prefer to keep their identity secret, because obviously, one, you just don't want people coming up all the time begging you to heal their issues when you're going to have to pay a price for it with your, days of your own life. But two, there are creatures in this book called the Evers. So think very fae-like. They seem to be immortal. They're insanely beautiful. They have their own magic. They have glamours. They are the elites, and they are sort of like the overlords of the humans. And whenever a thread mender is discovered, the elites take them, and those thread menders are never seen again. And that is what happened with her aunt. So her aunt, before she got taken away, said to her niece, dye your hair, because thread menders in true, typical romantic style have very special hair color. It's very silver. Dye your hair, cure no one, like stay hidden. And she's been able to. So she's been able to take care of her two brothers by making tinctures and salves and things and selling them at the market. Both of her brothers work in the mine as miners, but they're, not making very much money. And then one day, her dipshit brothers come home with their mate who has the blight, and they heal him. She's like, I can't heal him. It will kill me. And they're like, he's our friend. And she says, I'm your sister. And they still go, we don't care. Heal him. And I'm just like, what? You ungrateful pieces of shit. I'm like, yes, very sorry about your mate dying, but this is your sister, and she's literally keeping a roof above your heads, and you want her to exchange her life for your friends? Go suck a bag of giant dicks. I was so irate, and I'm like, Adira, don't, bitch, don't. But of course she tries, but she's not completely stupid. She's like, I can't, if I heal him, I'll die. What I'll do instead is I'll take his pain away, so at least he doesn't die in pain. She still suffered, because not only do they get time taken off their lives, they also then exhibit the symptoms of whatever it is they've healed. So, she essentially got the blight and passes out and is ill. I'm like, I can't stand stuff like that, when it's like, just really, the main character is just a simp for their siblings, and their siblings just don't give a real shit about them whatsoever. And it's just like, don't self-sacrifice, don't be a martyr for these nincompoops who do not care about you, clearly. Anyway, she does that. So anyway, she ends up going to the market the next day once she's sort of recovered, and an Ever stops in, and I think his name is Oren, and he's stunning. He's beautiful. She recognizes him as the Ever that took her aunt away, all those years ago. And he has a bit of a fascination with her. He wants to buy her tinctures, and she's like, they're not going to be able to help you. And he's like, well, he's trying to flirt with her. It's very obvious, but she ends up wanting to get the fuck out of there, because she's worried to death that, what if he can tell what I am? And so she goes back home, and then guess what, guys? Her stupid, idiotic brothers both have the blight, don't they? They do, because they brought a diseased mate into their house and try to force their sister to exchange lives with him. And so they're dying. She starts trying to save them. She's burning her candlewick down real fast. The Ever then just walks into her house, because supposedly he was coming to invite her out for dessert or maybe a walk because he's into her. He sees what she is. He tells her, stop, don't kill yourself, because obviously that's what's going to happen. She might be able to save one of them, but she'll be dead. He's like, I can preserve them, a la Snow White style, stick them in a, you know, glass sarcophagus and put them on ice while you try to find a cure for the blight. And then she's like, but you know, why would I do that? You took my aunt. He's like, your aunt was a friend of mine and she was helping the cause. Us Evers are just trying to find a cure for the blight. That's why we work with thread menders. I'll offer you a bargain, you know, like I'll train you and help you in a quest to cure your brothers if you become one of my, you know, employees, so to speak. So she enters into this fey bargain. She goes back with him and she's basically thrown into a gothic manor full of mean girls where everyone is beautiful, vaguely threatening, and extremely into drama. So he's got a whole bunch of cousins. He's got a brother named Rorik who is very, what's the word? You know, overtly flirting. He's a bit of a rake. He's the brawn of the family. He immediately like propositions her. He, you know, is snarky and sarcastic. And I'm like, fuck. There's a love triangle. There's a love triangle here because you've got Oren, who is obviously the head of the family, and he's the more cerebral one. He's refined, he's polite, he's still pursuing her, but he's a little more subtle in his flirtation. And then you've got, you know, the playboy Rorik, who, you know, to strengthen her, puts her through, you know, physical ordeals, puts his hands on her, is very manhandly. Clearly you can tell probably which one I'm going for. I'm going for Oren, okay? I'm going for Oren. I don't like the other type of male love interest. It's not for me. I don't like the alpha males, the cocky bastards, if you will. They don't really do it for me. I like the soft feminine boys who, you know, are more reserved and use their brains over their brawn. So yeah, there's clearly a love triangle, and I hate love triangles. You know me, guys. I'm a straight line girly. You know, like 1-1, boom, done. So obviously, if she chooses the love interest I prefer, I'll really like this book. If she goes for the other one, I really won't. If she just spends the whole time hemming and hawing between the two of them, I'll hate this book. So we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens there. But so far, I'm interested in it. It's one of those, okay, it's a very popcorn romantasy. It's easy to consume. I blew through these 120 pages so quick, you know. I just kept reading it and flipping through, and it's nothing new in terms of, you know, the fantasy world building and the magic system. Like, we've kind of seen this before, but it's entertaining, you know. So this is one of those romantasies where I'm like, yeah, okay, I can get on board with it, you know. It's doing the job. It's not gonna be a 5-star book. I really highly doubt, especially if it's got a 3-way love triangle thing. I hate those. But we'll see how it develops, how it goes. Like I said, at the moment she's just there, she's training with Rorik, and finding out why Oren has also inducted her into his service, what they're hiding, what the Evers are hiding. They're not as impervious to harm as the humans are led to believe, let's just say that. But at the same time, like, the fact that she's doing this for her dickhead brothers, I'm like, I don't love that. They're not worth it. Just let them die. Let them die. Let them die. Let them shrivel up and die. But yes, so I'm reading that. I obviously have space now because I DNF'd that other Forbidden Alchemy. So I've got 2 more slots to fill. I'm going to the library today, so we'll see if there's anything there that takes my interest. I do think I have something on Libby. Hold on, guys. What do I have on Libby? Le Bear. What's on my shelf? Oh, I've got another fantasy. House of the Beast by Michelle Wong. I've also got Big Pussy Energy by Vanessa Meridian. I don't know how that one's gonna go. Maybe I'll just give that one a go because I have a feeling that'll be a DNF. So I'll just get it started. But yeah, do I want to do another fantasy in this one, House of the Beast? I might though. We'll see. We'll see how we go. I'll see what ends up happening. Today I am going into the city. Got that hot chocolate quest. You know, I still want to try a few more. 1 or 2 more before crowning the champion. And I need to get a bra to match this, but I also have to take my daughters and their friends to Westfield after school, so I'll do that there. But in the city, yeah, I'll Get a hot chocolate. I might go to a bookstore. I'll grab lunch for sure. It depends what my energy levels are like. And then head to the shopping centre afterwards as well, and to the library to grab some books. So I'll come home with a library haul and let you know what I'm going on to besides House of Blight. Look, I might do the House of the Beast, because that is an ebook and I do need an ebook. Oh, date update. So as you know, I went on that date with that guy and it went well, and then he asked me on can we go on another date? But we exchanged phone numbers and we've been chatting. It's ended up being a bit more of a friend vibe, so we're not going to be going on another date, but we have become mates. I know. I go on these dating apps and I'm racking up friends instead of finding a partner, but that's the way it's worked out and I'm not mad about it. So yeah, we've just been texting and kind of said that we're happy to be each other's, what's the word? Wingmen and women, vet each other's future dates and what have you. But like I said, it's not the outcome I was hoping for, but it's a good outcome. It was a lovely date, which I needed to cleanse the horrible previous one. And also, I've met another person that I could possibly, do things with in the future. So yeah, no, it wasn't a romantic, happily ever after, but it was a platonic one. So I am still single, ready to mingle. As you know, I only go on like one date a month. And that's the same thing. So I'll be taking a break from the app for a few weeks again, and then trying again next month and seeing who's there, if there's anyone suitable to go out with. Obviously, I'm open to real world meet cutes. Not that they've happened, but you never know. Otherwise, yeah, that was my date this month. It was a lovely one, and I've made a friend. So the quest continues. I was on the tram. And a minute before it's due to depart, I realised I forgot my bloody card. You have to have these things called my key cards on trams. So I had to get off. I'm walking back home and then I have to walk back. So I've just added an extra 40 minutes. Oh well.
So I think we've got a great...
Check out that mist, bro. So misty. She's very cute. But I have to. It's a delivery at the door.
I'll get it.
No, it's too heavy.
Mommy, she's opened her eyes like, don't read that.
Yeah, no, she's gonna have to get kicked up. I'm so sorry.
Mommy, she's so cute though.
I'm so sorry.
Mommy, she's hanging on. She's hanging on.
I know, but oh, I'm very sorry.
She's like, no. No. Mommy. She's like, she's just staring at you now.
Oh, I love you.
Oh my god.
Rosella.
Hey guys, I'm back to finish off this vlog for you. Some few things I need to go through first. When I said that I was upset the next cull Dungeon Crawler Carl book wasn't out, I meant the physical book. The ebook is out, which I am going to read, but the physical book, for some reason, is not coming out until September in Australia, because I was just hoping just to buy the book instead of waiting for the library, but it's not even available to purchase. I do eventually want to get this entire series because I am so enamored with it. But yeah, I am going on to the other book. I also wanted to mention that I've decided I'm going to start telling you which audiobook I thought was the best in my monthly wrap-ups. And by that, I mean the production quality and the narrator, because that's what an audiobook is. It's not so much about the story. Was the story good? Was the narrator fantastic? Was the production quality fantastic? Were there little extra bits and bobs in it that really bring up and elevate it? And I will say, even though I haven't had the pleasure of listening to a Dungeon Crawler Carl audiobook in full, because I don't have Audible and I'm not going to get it, but before I read each book, I do listen to the 5-minute free sample on Amazon. That's Blue. I got to let her in. Oh my God. God forbid I close the door for more than a minute, babes. You're fine. You're fine. Don't act like I've neglected you. My God. Oh my God. Come say hello. Come say hello. Come say hello to everybody. This is the Sook who doesn't like it if I close the door. She takes it personally. She takes it personally. What was I saying? Yeah, I like to listen to the free 5-minute audiobook before I actually dive in because they're so fun. It's true what people say. If you can listen to the audio, listen to the audio. I think the narrator does a fantastic job, and it's just, it really immerses you in the book. But unfortunately, I can't listen to them in full. But I will be keeping in mind when I listen to audiobooks from now on how good they were. I also forgot to mention that August is Women in Translation Month, and the book Juice is translated. I totally forgot to mention it's translated by Elizabeth Laufer. So that was also something I did want to mention. Now, let me get on to the rest of the books that I read. So I did end up finishing House of Blight by Maxim M. Martineau, and I thought it was great. The main theme in it would be of sacrifice and the cost of healing, because in this, Adira's magic doesn't come for free. It literally drains her life, and it raises questions about how much of ourselves can we give before there's nothing left. So it's emotional burnout, but in this one, it's also magical. Is it derivative romantasy? Yes. Yes, it is. Was there a love triangle? Yes, there was. Look, this is something I really hate with love triangles. It's the whole Tamlin Rhysand thing. They will have the two options. They will mislead you about them both. This one looks more villainous, this one looks more good, but oh no, it's the opposite really, and I hate it. I hate it. I don't hate that one's evil, but like, let them be evil then. Don't turn around and say, oh no, they're the good guy, and then the good guy, oh no, he's actually evil. Like, first of all, I would rather just have one love interest, but yeah, this like back and forth, is he good, is he bad, oh no, he's bad, oh no, he's good. I wasn't into it. This was spicy, so I would say this is definitely M rating, teetering on MA. I think it was a little bit descriptive about bits and pieces and fluids, but I'm going to go with M. I'm going to go with M. Yeah, I'm going to go with M. I need to remember to write down too while I'm reading those scenes. What's this scene like? Like I said, I enjoyed it. It was an entertaining time. It's nothing special. It does end up wrapping up very quickly. It is a series. I am not interested in continuing in it. I am not interested in continuing it whatsoever. This was just a one and done for me, and I'm quite content and satisfied with that. But yeah, it's just something that I just don't like with books, when they purposefully destroy a character just so you'll like the other one more. Otherwise, you're not going to swap teams, you're going to stay on your team. So they have to burn your team to the ground till there's nothing but ashes, so you have no choice but to hobble over to the other team. But yeah, I thought it was a decent romantasy. And then I picked up Knock Loose by Patrick Marlborough. Is it Marlborough or Marlborough? I don't know. So in this book, we have a little teeny Australian town called Bodkin's Point, where every year they cosplay like it's 1415, and someone always gets stabbed or dies. The main character, Joy, who is an ex-Olympian archer, and she just wants peace. Instead, after her home burns down with her granddaughter in it, she gets medieval, literally. And during her hometown's LARP festival, she goes full apocalypse now. fire, fury, and her quest to avenge it all with precision aim and zero tolerance for man babies in chainmail. So this was marked as Auslit. And yes, it was very Aussie because the word cunt was used about 1 million times. This was interesting, different. I did DNF it after 100 pages. Like I said, it was very Australian, and I don't know, I just didn't care about the character, so I didn't even care to see Joy go on her full rampage. I didn't stick around for it. Yeah, it just didn't grip me, but this was definitely a bit different to, you know, the typical Australian litfic you find out and about. Maybe if you're into LARPing, the medieval thing, the Ren Fair thing with some Aussie flavour, this would be up your alley. And then I went on to House of the Beast by Michelle Wong, which is a romantasy. In this, Alma didn't exactly swipe right on the dread beast, but when your mum's dying and your estranged dad shows up with money for her treatment in return for the cost of your arm, what's a girl to do? She signs the deal, gets a god, loses her mum anyway, and now she's pissed with grief, betrayal, and stuck with a monster with interstellar hair who may or may not be her new emotional support cryptid. Together, they're the least functional duo since therapy was invented, but hey, revenge looks great. Sorry guys, I have to change positions, my knees are dead. So I've got a lot of thoughts about this one. I thought it was great overall. Okay, once again, this is a very digestible, easily consumable romantasy for me. I have issues though. I do have issues. One, it is listed as adult fantasy. There's no way this is adult fantasy. Our main character, for instance, is 19, and I immediately thought, oh, hang on, is this YA? Because also the writing's so... But no, it's listed as adult. It's not, okay? This is YA. Second, it's romantasy. It's not. It's not. Do not come here for romance, especially if you're thinking, oh, her and a beast. It's not about her and the dread beast. It's about her and someone who's dread beast adjacent. I won't tell you much more about that, but also it's like zero romance, okay? There is like a kiss, oh, whoop-de-doo, diddy-da, diddy-dee. It's very YA written too, not like steamy YA, like chaste YA written. And it's not satisfying if you're coming here for romance. So though both of those things, it did not deliver. It did not deliver the adult fantasy. It did not deliver the romance. Was it a bit of gore and violence in this? Yes, but I've actually read a similar level of gore and violence in YA books, so I wouldn't even say that level was adult worthy. It did include a weeping angel, which I thought was a bit weird, and yeah, I literally mean like a weeping angel from Doctor Who, and they called it a weeping angel. So I thought it was a bit weird that was just like taken from that show's lore and just plonked in here. It also just felt very derivative, okay? All of the side cast support characters felt very stock standard. They didn't feel substantial. They just felt thrown in with very, you know, flimsy ties to the main character. So you didn't really feel, you know, their sort of found family aspect. I wouldn't even call this a found family, to be honest. I'd just say main character with typical fantasy side characters. And the magic system, the world building was also very weak. It wasn't fleshed out. However, I still enjoyed it. So obviously the writing style jived with me. Once again, it was just one of those unputdownable books. I just breezed through it. I just wanted to read it all in one sitting. I am really disappointed with the direction the ending took. I felt like, once again, for me, I have no problems with the character being evil. Okay, like I was all for the Darkling, and I would have preferred a romance there. I'm happy with like evil characters if their evilness is justified in some way. You know, I know that there's always going to be like, you know, innocent civilian casualties, but if they're minimal and overall the bad guys are the ones being punished for their wrongdoings, I'm team evil, guys. So I'm happy to have like a romance where the main character isn't a good guy, and I'm happy because this character was chosen by this particular god because she'd done some shitty things, and her ledger is also dripping red. Okay, she's killed innocent people too, so I was like, oh, are we going to get morally grey / dark grey characters like hooking up? Fantastic. And they rule together and they mete out their justice and their vengeance together. Fantastic. No, it's not what we got. And I'm just like, boo. And it's like, if this was just like a typical happy ever after thing, I'd understand, but it wasn't that either. So I thought, why didn't you go there? Why didn't you go there? And just really subvert the typical tropes, you know? Instead, we got this other thing, which was like, I don't know who that satisfied. Sorry, there was a little baby husky running along the street. So yeah, it was, I don't know. Like, it could have been great. It had the bones. It was like an interesting enough world, like I said, magic system world thing, with the law, with the gods and the worshippers and the factions and the houses and the, you know, father-daughter shitty dynamics and everything else, and her vengeance story. And I was all for her. I'm like, yes, kill your daddy, burn his legacy to the ground, bitch, do it. But yeah, it didn't go that way. And like I said, it felt so AA. So I was like, this is not what I signed up for. If it had gone full grimdark, I would have eaten it up. And like dark romance too. Because once again, happy with a killer as long as he's not harming his love interest. He can be brutal and violent and lethal and a cunt to everybody else, but as long as he's good to her, as long as she's the only one that holds his leash, you know what I mean? He can go and bite everybody's heads off. That's fine by me. But it didn't go that path and went its own way, which was a bit meh, bit lukewarm. But I still thought it was great because, yeah, any book that has me wanting to read it from cover to cover in one sitting, I'm going to give it a 4-star. Okay, if I don't want to put it down, if I don't want to pause, that's a 4-star book. But this could have been fantastic, you know? So those were all of the books. So let me sum them up for you in order from least enjoyed to most enjoyed. So we had Juice, A History of Female Ejaculation by Stephanie Hurdle, translated by Elizabeth Laufer. The Splash Heard Round the World. House of Blight by Maxime M. Martineau. Romance Rooted in Rot. House of the Beast by Michelle Wong. She wanted a cure. Instead, she got a starborn god with a vengeance kink. And my favorite read of this reading vlog is The Eye of the Bedlam Bride by Matt Dinniman. And this was a 5-star read. It was a 5-star read. Catch monsters, dodge ghosts, and survive the Bedlam Bride. Those are all the books for this reading vlog. Do let me know down below what you have read recently. And until next time, stay wild, Star Child.